Welcome back to the One True Red Pod. And tonight we're going to talk about Arsenal, who might have just taken a massive step towards a Premier League title, where they did it in the most dramatic way possible. 2 injury time goals against Everton, and just hours later, Man City dropped points at West Ham. That means Arsenal are now 9 points clear with only 7 games to go. So tonight we're going to talk about, is the title race over? But first we're going to start with tonight's debacle at Anfield, where Liverpool drew 1-1 with the team that's in the worst run of form in the league. So, Aki, 1-1 draw against a team that had lost 6 games in a row, looking like relegation certainty, and then they turn up at Anfield and they get a result. What's going on with this team?
Yeah, it was abysmal. Like, you can't really hide away from it or shy away from it. I don't think we had that many shots on target. Spurs were really there for the taking. I think I predicted a 5-0 win or a 5-1 win for us on Sunday on the last show. It's just unacceptable, if I'm completely honest. The decisions today in terms of the starting lineup, some of them didn't make any sense. When I was watching us play, we didn't really have a number 9. It felt like Gakpo and Wirtz were playing the same position, just either side, and it didn't work at all. Rio didn't have the best game, unfortunately. It looked like he had a few decisions that didn't go his way, and then his kind of head dropped. Although I wouldn't blame him at all. He was probably our most dangerous player out there.
I wouldn't say he didn't have a... I mean, as Premier League debuts go, and given what we've seen on the left-hand side of our forward line, I would have thought that you'd be happy with what he produced so far.
I mean, it wasn't an amazing game from him, to be honest with you, but he wasn't getting a lot of support. And I think there was a lot of times where he plays quite far on the left, but not really that far advanced. You know, it's like he's afraid of taking Gakpo's space. I mean,
that down to tactics, though?
Yeah, I would say that's tactics more than anything else. I mean, we should still get top 4 or even top 5, which will get us into Champions League. But I'm not seeing anything in terms of how we play that suggests we're going to be better next season. And like, quite honestly, and yeah, we obviously need to buy some players, but I think Slot just has to go, unfortunately. And I don't think we're not going to be winning the Champions League. We're not winning the league. And we're probably not going to be winning the FA Cup either. So
probably
it was a bad weekend from a Liverpool perspective and an Arsenal haters perspective. I didn't really want to do the show, to be honest with you, but here I am.
Here you are. And also here is Mikey. Thanks for joining us, Mikey, an Arsenal fan. Obviously we're going to come on to talk about Arsenal later. I think I didn't say it before the match, but I did think that this weekend was going to be the one where you take it away from Man City, because I thought they would slip up and that you would win, which is what happened. But we're on Liverpool right now. 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw. I saw your reaction in our group chat, which was just a load of laughing emojis.
Unbelievable.
Liverpool are laughing stock right now.
Listen, what were the predictions that we had on here? We all thought that there was going to be a number of goals. Tottenham have conceded, I think, had conceded 14 goals in a few games before playing Liverpool. It was at Anfield. It was all teed up. Liverpool hitting for the top 4, top 5. And I don't know why Aki's so confident that top 4 is going to be achieved either. Because if you continue playing as you were, you're not going to get it. As bad as Villa have been, as bad as Chelsea are, United are dead set there. You are not fit for United. That is a fact. So, yeah, I was waiting for Uche to jump in when you was talking, Aki, because you said Liverpool weren't going to win the Champions League. I thought Uche was going to address you. But Uche looks very unhappy. I've not seen Uche this unhappy ever. And that's in
Don't speak for me,
Liverpool.
man. Don't speak for me. Just speak for yourself. Don't speak for me.
I said you look unhappy. That's a fact.
I'm not. I'm fine. I'm done. There's nothing has changed for me. So it's quite bored with this topic. Aki comes on here and starts talking about get rid of the manager. It's boring. So if we're going to talk about the same topics over and over again, it's kind of boring.
Wait. So you want to? So you're still slotting.
I'm bored of the topic. Like I said, I'm not going to discuss in and out of the topic.
No. We want to know.
Nothing has changed. There's like literally nothing.
No, it has changed. You lost to Galatasaray, and
we haven't lost to the tie, which is what it's about. I was trying to tell this to Aki last time, and I said a 0-0, and he started getting on and off on one. It's like it's happened so many times in Champions League. You could get a disappointing first leg result away from home in a hostile environment, and the objective remains the same. If by the end of Wednesday evening, if you're out, then you criticize, and rightly so. And trust me, I will be saying my piece then, but I don't think it will happen. But that's what you're there to do. You're there to be criticized.
Uche, so just bringing in Neymar memories there. Welcome, Neymar. That was not a good weekend for us Liverpool fans, absolutely. But Uche, if you say you don't think it's going to happen on Wednesday. Did you think it was that Spurs were going to get a result today?
Not really. But I didn't watch that. Like I said, I said I wasn't going to watch Premier League football anymore. So what I didn't watch it. So I just watched the low lights after the game, where I didn't listen to most of you guys moaning, because all you guys do is moan anyway. So that's nothing new.
They can moan. You didn't even watch the game.
Well, I watched the game back. I just refuse to watch the game live because I just don't want to watch them live anymore. In the Premier League, it doesn't really mean that much anymore. So watching the last 15, 20 minutes of the game, just a team that's desperate to hold on to a lead. And Tottenham had chances. I'm not even that vexed about the actual goal. I thought Richarlison had better chances than that. But that goal is really as pathetic as it gets. And something has to be done for how we organize ourselves. There's just something that is just fundamentally wrong with that sort of. So it basically is a long punt in the air, and we're panicking, like literally panicking. I've got no idea where Gomez is going. Literally zero. No one can explain that Gomez movement. That's just weird. Right back is nowhere to be seen, and this dude literally has a free shot in a game that you literally have one objective, which is to defend the lead, the 1-0 lead. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. To me, I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. If they did one skill, or even though I think I saw Barcelona against Newcastle did a skill on a guy to put his leg out for a penalty or something like that, you can almost give it a guess. You look at that, you're thinking, what are you guys, like, seriously, what are you guys doing? Why are they so panicky? It's crazy to me.
But the issue is that we shouldn't be allowing ourselves, or we shouldn't be giving the opponents a chance, really, or even a sniff. There's so many games where we don't put it to bed. So we allow the opponent to go into the last 10 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the game. And of course, if they get a free kick, if they get a corner, if they get a lucky break, whatever it is, our defense just goes to pieces.
But I don't think it was a lucky break, though. That's the thing. I generally don't think it was a lucky break. I was just kind of like, I saw it. I was just like, okay, whatever. Just Liverpool now. That's just what we are. We're just pathetic.
You have to blame Slot.
There's a lot, like I said, a lot of the time we try to focus just on a goal that leads to you dropping points. But if you actually look at that last 10, 15 minutes, like they were literally going through the midfield. This dude, Curtis Jones and Gravenberch and McAllister. I've got no idea what they're doing. Like all three of them. Like, what is the point of you guys? Like, do you actually have a purpose in life anymore? Like, is there something that you do that we need to be praising you for? Like, what do you actually do now? What do they do? I don't even know what they do. Literally, people are just running through the midfield, and the groans and moans of the crowd is not helping. It's just a very toxic, very weird environment right now. It's so bizarre. It's obviously caused by our tactics, like Aki was saying. There's no question about it. We're on edge and we're tense all the time, and it's just like, this is just Spurs. They can't hurt you, and then the long punt, they still hurt you from a very basic move. Like, it's so basic, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's so basic.
They showed on Sky after the game. They showed 3 clips, and 3 of them were just long punts, and they got chances from all 3 of them, and one of them was a goal.
It's mad. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying.
What are you
I was
doing?
seeing that, and I was just shrugging, like thinking, "What is this? Like, what are we actually? What are these players doing?" Like, I'm telling you, yeah, like McAllister was so dead on his feet. It defies like logic. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, that is so. And again, I don't want to pick just one player, because I say that goal, Gomez, man, it's just like he's literally just moving mad. Like, he literally went to go and hug Van Dijk. Literally went to go and hug him and left a massive space and say, "Yeah, just pass it over there and help yourself to a shot." It's just really strange. And I don't get down by things like that. I just feel like you guys are just anyway. And then I started looking up front. So Aki, I want to address your point, right? The reason why I'm not actually screaming, people think I am, and they say my facial expression. I'm just like, whatever. Up front, this dude is supposed to be our striker, Ekitike, right? And he comes on, yeah. And I just feel like we are enablers. We have enabled this comic character, this caricature, to define this club. That's not a number 9. That's not a top striker in terms of all-round football. You know, there's so many things he does wrong that is just frustrating to watch. I'm saying you came on, yeah. And is this about you? Am I meant to be watching you bust skills? Is that what we're here to do? Just watch you do whatever you do? Is that what we're doing? Like, you come on and we just watch like you're on an exhibition. Is that what we're doing now? What's that? What's this? What was that?
I think though, but before we came on, how many chances did we have?
Yeah, obviously there was none. Literally none. I don't even think, obviously we didn't deserve to be the lead.
And you keep on skirting the issue, which is, at what point is Slot going to take some of the blame? So defensively, I agree, we're a shambles, but isn't that down to our coach?
Oh yeah, definitely. From what I'm seeing, I find it.
Why aren't they coaching him going forward? Like, there's nothing in this style of play that suggests to me that he should be given next season. Like, nothing. Like, I don't see anything in this style of play which I enjoy watching.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Nothing that I wouldn't say. Obviously, yes, it wasn't enjoyable, and certainly the midweek wasn't enjoyable either. So I'm not going to disagree with you there. But it also is a short-term thing. I just feel like, who are these players that I'm supposed to be? I don't know, back in to do something extra with a new manager. I'm looking at them. I'm thinking, who is this people?
Yeah. Okay. Uche, let me just bring in Neymar's. Let me just bring in Neymar's comment here. So on the Rio Gamora, I think it would have been soft if they'd given that personally. He did get past the player, but the touch was minimal. So I personally wouldn't have given it myself. I don't know, Aki, Uche, whether you agree. But we need to come on to talk about next season. Aki's point about not seeing any different. Uche's point about he doesn't see what players are going to be different. But if you look at what's happening down the M6 or whichever one it is, M6? No, M40, I think, to Manchester, and you see what they're doing, and you think about what they were doing earlier in the season. You think about what they were doing earlier in the season, the laughing stock that they were, and that's the same team now that looks like it's going to comfortably finish top 4, if not top 3. So to say that you can't see players next season doing something else, I'm not so sure.
I'm not going
to we'll be flying.
I'm not going to
but hang on a second.
Over Man United.
Wait. So, like, there is a precedent.
I'm not getting excited. Wait, Aki,
No.
I'm not getting excited. I'm definitely not getting excited. What I'm saying is that it's a real world example of where players were utter rubbish, and now they're not utter rubbish, and they'll finish above us. That's all it is.
But the problem with that is that it's totally flawed. One, he's got if I was to, I don't know why you're doing this, but I'm gonna have to respond. That's why,
Please
you
do.
said it. One, he's got 4 or 5 days, maybe 6, because he has the whole week to prepare. That makes a humongous difference, right? Okay. And you're comparing him to a dead manager anyway, right? I don't think that you can do that to Slot, no matter how you try, right? I saw a stat already. First 100 games, 62. That's the joint highest in the history of the entire club, right? Mm-hmm. So someone that actually won the league. So you're not going to compare him to flipping that clown that was managing Manchester United. Like, that's just weird.
So what about Slot? What about Slot last season? So In Klopp's last season, we finished third, and then he's come in, and then we won the league by about 9 or 10 points with the same players.
Yeah. What's your question?
So a new manager can come in and win the league with the same players, is what I'm saying.
It's just, but it's a bit strange, Aki. Like, why would I want a new manager to come in? Why would I personally want a new manager to come in right now? Because the whole.
No, but we're not talking about. We're saying at the end of the season.
No, at the end of the season. Okay, at the end of the season. Okay, sorry. Why would I want a new manager to come in at the end of the season when I haven't reached the end of the season? If they, I've already said, you're seeing. No, but I'm not. No, of course not. I'm saying to you, like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna look. That's why I'm not gonna watch it anymore live, because I feel like it's just nothing else these can show me. It's done. For me, it's very simple. It's very, very simple. This team, from what I've seen in this league so far, coming fifth should not be celebrated, and I'm certainly not going to be one celebrating. Now, I think, like you, Aki, he will come fifth, third, fourth, or fifth. I don't really care. And if he does that, you start afresh for the new season, right?
Okay, just on that point.
If you don't do that,
go on, finish your point, Uche.
But if he doesn't do that, for me, there's nothing really to talk about. Like, there's literally nothing. There's nothing to say. There's nothing. Okay. Why would you want me to say something? There's nothing to say.
Go on, Mikey.
So, in this world, Liverpool finished fifth. Slot has the same players next season. What is going to change?
He doesn't have the same players next season because, one, hopefully have his right back, and two, you have a better striker than that guy, that enabler up front, who we've been tricked to believe in.
The one that's in pre-season.
And unfortunately, we need, whether we like it or not, it's now become even more obvious that we need a British transfer record far, far more than I've ever thought we ever needed. Like, literally, like everything. I'm telling you,
4 months.
Is so flawed.
Wait, one at a time.
Ekitike to me is so flawed as a striker. Is unbelievable.
Like, the thing with, sorry, I'm interrupted now. The thing with Ekitike, and I'm going to back Uche up on this. The thing with Ekitike is that he's a sort of player where if he plays for Tottenham, he's like their best player, and you want to sign him because everything goes through him and everything's played to make him look good. But when you're on a team like Liverpool, you've got other good players, and the guy acts like he's the only good player on the team. So when he's anywhere near that half, the half towards their goal, he wants to be the guy that has the ball, that does the trick, that does this. We had that breakaway where it's 5v2,
ridiculous,
or whatever it was.
Ridiculous.
And I saw it was Ekitike, and I knew straight away this is not going to end up. I knew for a fact it wasn't going to end up in a goal because he's got a decision to make. Is when he plays off the cuff, and I know you want to come in, Mikey, and I know the types of strikers you like, but when he plays off the cuff and he does things instinctively, he looks very good, and he's a very good player. He's very good. But when you want a situation like that where it's 4v2, let's say it's 4v2, you, Mikey, playing all the football that you've played, you're thinking this is going to end up in a goal, and you're not thinking I'm going to score. Well, you probably would, but you're not thinking I'm going to score the goal. You're going to think we've got enough players to outnumber the opposition, so we're going to do the sensible thing and put this ball in the back of the net. He's thinking, can I take this by myself? Can I take it? Can I? Okay, no, I've got to pass it. And then he passes it behind the player and the chance is lost. I'm not interested in stuff like that anymore. It's nonsense.
Right.
And it happens a lot where he makes the wrong decision where there's a pass to and he doesn't. Go on, Mikey.
That's all good, guys. But are we really blaming Liverpool season on Ekitike?
No.
Are we really saying Ekitike if that comes in after a season and a bit pre-season, and everything's going to change for you guys?
He has to change.
From what I hear from you guys, you're not happy with your midfield. Number one, what's Ekitike got to do with the midfield?
You can change midfielders. You buy new ones. It's not a big deal.
So you're going to change the whole team because
you don't
like buying players.
No, I've never said I don't like buying. I don't like buying players that are just not good enough to wear the shirt. But if you buy players, it's very clear you need a midfielder. I don't know what's happened to McAllister. And at this point, I don't really care anymore. Like, it's literally, I just don't care. So it's whatever you do to him, that's your business. If you offer me a contract, you're crazy. So for me,
I don't think we're going to be buying any midfielders in the summertime, though.
Wait, actually, let me ask one question.
Because we need a defender. We're going to buy a defender.
We've already got the defender. Aki, we already got defender.
Who?
We've already got Jackie.
Ganate's
Ganate's
contract.
We've already got
contract.
Jackie, Aki. Aki, we've already bought Jackie, mate. You've
We've got
forgotten.
Jackie.
But
We've got
he's not going to
Leone
be
already.
replacing Konate, and that means we've
Oh.
only got 3.
We've got Jackie and Leone. We've already got them. So I don't think we're
But
buying.
Leone's
anyone.
not going to start after just taking a year
I've
out.
just
mate.
told
Come
you
on.
that we got Jackie. I just literally just
All
said
right,
that.
guys. All right, guys. What signings are you going to need to make next season for Slot to improve?
All he needs to do is buy a new midfielder that is either an actual 6 because he's decided for whatever reason. Only he and Gravenberg can answer what new deal they signed together because he's decided that he's not interested in playing Gravenberg as a 6 anymore. That's a decision that's clear as day now. So he's either has to go and get a 6 from somewhere to play next to Gravenberg, and then obviously he's going to be Wirtz as a 3rd midfielder, and then Isak up front, and you go with that. But whether he likes it or not, he definitely need another winger because we are playing with 2 absolute deadweights up there. Like I'm talking about, they can keep playing till next week. They ain't gonna do nothing. I saw Carragher getting I saw Carragher getting happy over Mo Salah. I'm thinking, are you trying to disrespect this guy? Talking anyhow, like that's nothing. What's he doing that's so exciting? Oh, he looks like he's looking like what? It's like that's not the guy. That guy's done. That guy's done. He's finished. It's over. And I'm over it. I'm over it anyway.
Just on the wingers. So we've heard quite a lot from Slot about how we struggle against low block teams, and Spurs weren't really that low blockish. I don't
There
think.
ain't no block happening.
Galatasaray definitely weren't low block, and
There
we
was
struggled.
no block happening in those 2 games. Let's stop it.
We struggled massively. But also the talk has been, well, it's because Gakpo and Salah are stinking the place out in the wide positions. And that we need pace. That's what we need. We need some pace. So we got Rio. And Rio, I think it was, what did I see the stat? 7 attempts at taking on his player, and he did it 7 times out of 7. So much better. Massive improvement on Gakpo. On the other wing, we had Frimpong and his pace did literally nothing. There's still massive holes in our midfield. As Uche says, we need midfielders. We've got McAllister stinking out the place week after week and playing 90 minutes week after week. And it all comes back to the manager. It comes back to the manager, Uche.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm taking McAllister over anyone else you bring up there. So I can't lie. And I do agree with everything you said, by the way. But I am taking that guy against anybody that Real comes up with as a replacement. I'm taking that guy. That's how bad.
This version.
No. I'm saying in everything you said, I agree with you. And I'm taking that guy, as bad as he is, because he's terrible, over anybody else you come up with. So you come up with a name.
Okay, I'll give you.
Didn't you say you want to replace him though?
So no. I'm saying Real right now. I'll squad right now. Come up with a name, and I'll still take McAllister over that whoever you come up with.
Oh, from in your squad.
Squad.
Right now, today, right now.
Yeah, but
give me a name.
Doesn't that just prove how much of a bad situation?
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just
saying,
it
means we need more players.
Yeah. But I'm saying that's why I'm saying everything he's saying is correct. But I am taking. He's bad. Like, I cannot emphasize how bad he is right now. But I am taking him. That's why Real is not coming out with a name, because he knows, right? Because he would have been giving me names. I am taking that bad over anybody Real comes up with in that squad. Real, have you got a name?
I've got a name.
Go on.
And you're not going to like it, so I'm going to say Jones. I'm going to say Jones. And the reason why I'm going to say Jones, wait.
Jones, you've got nothing else, right?
There is nothing, but there's no one else other than youngster Leone. So
unfortunately, if you're gonna give me Jones, I'm sticking with it.
But I'll tell you why I'm giving you Jones, Uche, is that since January, I don't know what's happened between Slot and Jones, but you cannot tell me, having watched with your own 2 eyes that match against Galatasaray last midweek, you can't say that it makes any sense in the world that McAllister finished 90 minutes. You can't tell me it makes any sense because one, and then you can respond. One is he was rubbish, so he wasn't passing the ball to our players. So he's in the team to pass the ball, wasn't doing that. 2, he hasn't got any legs. He cannot run, so people are running past him, walking. I'll say walking. They're walking past him, and they're doing it again today.
Yeah.
So even the worst version of Jones can at least run where people don't walk past him. He can at least do that. And he can also not pass to our players. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying that you would take any version, you take this version
That,
over
that
any of
tells
our
you what.
players?
That tells my
I
opinion.
wouldn't.
My opinion on Curtis is set. It's like, and he's not changing. Well, everything
Yeah,
you
but-
said is correct. I am actually not disagreeing. Everything you're saying, I'm seeing what you're seeing, right? And I'm still telling you today, I am not taking Curtis.
But there is an alternative because simply you play Gravenberch, Soboslai, and Wirtz as the three.
That's
Why
what
Why can't that be played?
He's
Yeah.
never going to do it.
Why
He's
can't
never
it be
gonna do it.
played? So they're your best three.
He's so I mean, this I don't want to say, but from his
It's not.
evidence,
That's
from
what
his
we're
evidence,
telling you.
from
Exactly.
the evidence, he's so concerned about this right back issue. It's like an obsession now. He's so concerned about it that he believes in his head that Szoboszlai is the only guy that can answer it properly to his satisfaction. That's the only thing that's happening.
So why are you still backing the manager then?
I'm backing him because Aki, I've told you. That's what I'm saying. I said I find the topic boring. I said he's gonna get you third, fourth, or fifth. So that's
He's not getting you third. He might get you fifth.
it doesn't matter. I'm just including it for completion of this argument. I don't really care where it is. He's going to get third, fourth, or fifth, right? Okay. I'm parking that there. So if the season finished today, and like you said, go with the Aki version, knocked out by Manchester City in the FA Cup, knocked out by Galatasaray in the last 16, get third, fourth, or fifth, you park the season, and then you say, like anything, Rodgers did it. Let's see what you got with everybody fit.
No. The thing is that you say let's just park it and start next season. But what are you seeing this season that's giving you confidence going into next season?
What's giving you confidence?
Nothing.
No. It's again, Aki, it seems like I'm being repetitive. I am telling you, in April and May, I am going to see the British transfer record play for this football club, right? And there is no excuses. And at that point, it will be so glaringly obvious what the decision is gonna be, guys. I just feel like it's just gonna be blatant. Like it will be so obvious that if this guy's getting his whatever to say bye-bye, it'll be obvious. That's just how I believe in it. Whereas if he gets his weapon, I expect it to be better. And I will not be surprised if he's better. Because I just wouldn't. Because what I'm seeing is so bad right now. If you're gonna kill him right now, I'll join you. But I'm not gonna kill him right now, is what I'm saying. Because I don't see the point of it. That's it. You guys keep revisiting this topic. Right now, it's terrible.
Because you just lost against Galatasaray and you drew against a dismal.
But then I look at the table. And we're fifth. And Wednesday will soon come. We'll be here. Hopefully, we're all alive. And Wednesday will come, right? By end of Wednesday night at around 10 o'clock. Maybe it goes to penalties. I don't know. At 10:30, eventually, right?
Wow, you're hoping for penalties. Things are bad.
Of course, it's bad. You could say whatever you want. But if it comes to 10:30, by the way, I mean, we could touch on it. If it comes to 10:45, and I'm seeing all the English clubs out, by the way, on Wednesday night, I've seen everybody else out but Liverpool. Everybody will soon change their tune, won't they? They'll have to.
Would they?
Well, they have to, because we might be the only representative in the Champions League.
So what?
What do you mean, so what? So when you got favourites that should be winning it, I was told, that came top of the league and this and that, and then they out, and we got this greatest team that had Gueye and Semenyo, and they can't buy a goal. They're getting slapped up every week.
You're playing Galatasaray, Uche.
It doesn't matter who they play. Listen,
no, it really does matter.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. Because no matter, don't try and change the narrative now. If we were to we previewed Manchester City against Real Madrid without no Mbappe, no Rodrigo, no Jude Bellingham, you would not be predicting 3-0 to Real Madrid. Our first leg. Nobody.
Listen, this is one true red, not one true blue.
Okay, then that's what I'm trying to
tell
you.
You don't care about Man City out here.
You don't care. So what I'm saying to you, you wouldn't be predicting
about Liverpool, your health and slot. That's what we care about.
Well, like I'm telling you, 10:45, 11 p.m. Wednesday night. Can I get your answer? I don't know why Aki and Rel are so keen to like trying to retrofit it to every discussion. What's the
because it's a live topic. Uche.
It's not a live topic because we are fifth right now. Right now, we're in the Champions League. Right now, we're back in the Champions League. That's live. So if you want to talk about live topics, right now, today,
all right. Let me rewind it a little bit because 6 to 8 weeks ago, I believe it was, if you lost to West Ham, slot out was your opinion. How can it not be a live topic now when you just drew with Tottenham?
because he's doing the same thing to the same. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to say. Well, everything Real has said, I agree with it. I just don't think all this stuff about, slot this, slot that. It's just weird. It's, to me, you just have to move on. And with only a few games left, I think is what we played. Is it 38 games left, Aki? Yeah, what we got?
8 games.
8 games. That's it. 8 games. In 8 games, we'll find out. In 8 games, we can find out.
The only thing that we got to say is good evening, Miraculous Miri. And yes, this is the greatest footballing podcast to air on a Sunday night. And we did also not get the job done. So you're absolutely right there. I just want to say, bringing in just some of the Arsenal fans who've commented, we are going to talk about Arsenal shortly. But yeah, we got to vent. Let us be for a few moments. But we will talk about Arsenal. We'll come on to talk about
Let them live, guys.
Your title running. But yeah, next season, Aki, you asked a good point. What's going to change next season? And what are we seeing? Mikey asked the same point. What are we seeing this season that is giving us hope for next? And I'm seeing 0. Uche's hoping for Isaac to come back and show the world why he was record fee. But it's going to take a while for him to come back from an injury. He's been out for 3 months. It's going to take him a while, Uche. And it's not going to fix the fact that McAllister's playing behind him. It's not going to fix the fact that Gravenberch does some nice pirouettes and runs forward a bit here and there. But when we need someone to defend attackers running at our defense, him and McAllister nowhere to be seen. So we might have a striker, but
I'm not expecting it to be pretty, guys. Trust me, I'm not saying that we're gonna be pretty. But one thing I do know is that football, guys, the games has never changed its rules. Goal changes game. If you make 1-0, 2-0 very, very quickly with 2 quick fire goals. I saw this guy live at West Ham, live and direct. Yeah. You go and finishes like that, you don't buy them. They finish against Tottenham, you don't buy. If you start having finishes like that, they change games. They change the game completely. It doesn't matter if you don't. I expect us not to even be deserving. Right now, when Carrick, the one that you're raving on about, right now, what are they doing? You're trying to get even Sesko coming on and the last 10 minutes getting winners, and don't have to look pretty. Because at the end of the day, get results. Today, we were nowhere close to getting the second goal. I can't even think where we even sniffed it. Getting a second goal per se, but normally we could see games out with ease. We can't do that now, so that's what I'm saying. You might have to go attack just to get the second goal and end the game.
Can't do that either, though. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying to you about the whole Isak thing. That's where I'm coming from. Like I'm saying, sometimes you have players. We had it with Salah, somebody who can actually pull the ball in the back of the net. That's it. Okay. It's not gonna, I don't think the style of play is going to be any better. No, I don't expect it to. Because you said, all the defects.
Yeah. These games look difficult to me, looking on the screen.
So, as Neymar says, we've got Brighton coming up next weekend. We've got Fulham, and that's away, isn't it?
I like all these teams anyway.
We've got Fulham, who we drew to, anyway. Everton, that's away as well. United away. Palace at home, who've now picked up form. Chelsea at home. Brentford, is that home? I think. And then Villa away as our last game of the season.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Top, it's bullish. It's
not bullish. I'm saying bring it on because one thing is for sure.
We're rubbish.
Okay, one thing is for sure. You can't say it's low block. You see one low block team there? Nope, no low block there. There's 0 low block team. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, again, there's literally no excuse. Back to Aki's point from the beginning, there's nothing to excuse this guy from getting 3rd, 4th, or 5th. There's nothing left to talk about. So if you don't do it, if you come to the end of that and you're playing your last game and you didn't get it done, There is nothing you can say to defend that. There's nothing. So I'm not gonna try. Nobody's trying to defend that. You can't do it. It can't be done. But what you guys are trying to do, you want to make all your conclusion based on the 30th game.
So basically, Uche just wants you to finish outside of the top 5 and then do the job. Get rid of Slot.
No, you guys want to discuss. I think
negate any risk.
I think you negate himself by walking. I don't think that. But listen,
I think you get rid of him regardless, so that way the new manager has the Champions League to play with, and ultimately, to be a Liverpool manager, the minimum requirement.
Aki, just to be clear, you're saying get rid of him now or at the end of the season?
At the end of the season, there's no point in getting rid of him now. At least give him the illusion that Champions League would save his job, so he could get some Champions League. But then I think he goes.
Sorry, I'm now with Uche. You've just wasted our time. Because if your position isn't different to Uche's, then why are we discussing it?
Well, you
I
wouldn't.
mean,
You wouldn't.
now,
you
and it's
you
different
wouldn't
to
no,
Uche.
no, don't be silly. You wouldn't sack the manager now. Like, what would be the point of
What
sacking
are
him
we
now?
discussing then? Uche's right.
That's what we got there in the
No,
end.
we're saying you sack him at the end of the season. No, Uche's saying if he gets top 4, top 5, you keep him. I'm saying he goes at the end of the season regardless.
I don't think, but
There is a difference.
Aki, okay. Maybe that's what you want, but that's never gonna happen.
I think he's gone, to be honest with you. I think the hierarchy will sack him at the end of the season because this season has been.
Not even yet. Not even just the Champions
I think
League.
they'll do.
boring.
Yeah, it is. I think they'll do like Rodgers, where he'll go into next season. If he does get top 4, I think they'll see how it goes to start of next season.
Absolutely.
But it depends. Actually, I think it also depends on who's available. And if that person wants to take over in August, then he's gone. They're not gonna risk not having the type of manager they want. If that manager's available,
who's this guy? Who's this special guy?
I don't know Uche. I didn't know Slot either. So let's move on. Let's move on, guys, because I know Arsenal fans are itching for us to talk about the impending glory. So, Mikey, 85th minute yesterday. How are you feeling?
74th minute, I think it was, when I saw Max Darman coming on. And yeah, I was pretty happy. I thought it was a good strategic move. The crowd were a little bit low. Darman comes on, you know the crowd are going to rise up. And Darman made a huge difference with his impact. 2-0 win. Darman, youngest ever Premier League scorer. A couple of hours later, City dropped points, and it's bliss.
It's done, right? So the name of the pod, the title of the pod is "The Title Race is Over?" ? It's over, right?
No, it's simple. It's done. And I even think that we'll go to the Etihad and win as well, and it's just going to be very conclusive.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Uche, you were adamant. In fact, Aki as well. Adamant that Arsenal are going to choke. I actually don't think it's a case of Arsenal choking. I think it's a case of Man City haven't stepped up to the plate.
Well, it's very clear that Man City haven't stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, it's disappointing, to be honest with you. It is, because I think City had it within grasp. I think they brought it down. There was on against West Ham, unacceptable as well. They look like they've run out of gas, to be honest with you. So they're going to get knocked out of the Champions League. It might be the FA Cup for them this season only. But no, I think Arsenal are going to be crowned champions. They're going to be the worst champions that the Premier League has ever witnessed.
And viewers, we're going to come back on that because I think we'll have a pod. Aki's been saying it every week. And so Aki's going to provide some statistics and some context to it. He's going to give some reasoning as to why he believes that we would be the worst champions. And I will definitely counter it.
And in case you haven't been living under the rock for the last 9 months, there's been many, many, many pundits. Actually, overwhelmingly, people don't like the way Arsenal play. Even the Brighton manager.
Sorry.
No.
You're going in a direction that I'm not accepting here.
Your story your apology has been accepted. Be quiet, though. The Brighton manager even called out Arteta.
He's apologised subsequently, by the way.
You're getting backing from David Moyes. And what type of football does David Moyes play? He plays exactly the type of football that Arteta plays.
What type of football does Slot play? I don't know why you're talking.
I'm not here defending Slot, though, am I? And we're not winning the league, are we?
I don't know why you're talking. Because we're going to win the league. It's done. Anyway, I'll address the question about Eze, because this person has definitely a fixation on Eze. I thought that Eze played decent yesterday. I think that he gives us something different to what Odegaard gives. I think that he gets a lot more shots off than Odegaard gets off, and he's a lot more dangerous. He does need to be a bit more proactive and on the front foot. And he does need to do a little bit more to seize that position. And he needs to take the opportunity when Odegaard's out to make sure that Odegaard can't just come back in. That's my opinion on Eze.
Okay, thank you, Don. Thank you for that, Mikey. And Uche, just back to Man City not stepping up to the plate. They've fallen short, and it looks like it's over.
It was over a while ago. I didn't think they would go to that stadium and win because, to be quite honest, West Ham were always going to be up for this game, and well-deserved point. And yeah, Man City are nowhere. Man City are nowhere, man. Like, stop bigging up this Man City team. They've actually crumbled. The same accusation we would have ready to accuse Arsenal of doing is exactly what's happened to Manchester City, despite being under one of the greatest league manager that we've ever seen in the last, 25, 30 years. They've crumbled. They've crumbled under pressure. They didn't deserve anything from that game. They definitely didn't deserve to win the game. So everything we would have labeled at Arsenal, whether you want to call them butlers, not able to do it, that's exactly what Man City are doing. They're not capable of rising to the challenge. And the same thing's happening to them, not just in the league, but in the Champions League. So they deserve the point, and Arsenal are going to be champions. There's no question. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'll book my parade, and there's a lot of things I'll be booking as well in May because there's nothing to talk about. That Man City team can never be champions. Not with people like Gay in that back four.
You're blaming Getty, are you?
You had to get that in.
It's not about blaming. It's not about blaming. It's about, I'm seeing guy getting exposed. That's all. I mean, at the end of the day, just getting exposed is just one of those things. You're not that guy. It's just
But you know the reason why City have been losing, though?
I've seen why they're losing, and a lot of the time he seems to be at the crime scene.
No, it's Haaland.
Well, Haaland can't even do anything. But they don't know again. Man City don't have any excuses, right? They've got quite a lot of players. Marmoush can play ball. Cherki was being told, people were eulogizing about Cherki. He's disappeared.
He's not that guy.
They've got Doku coming back. They came back from injury. They signed Semenyo. They've got Foden, who's just, I don't even know what he is. So they've got a lot of players, a lot of names. So I can't have this. Haaland cannot be your rescue act. Go and find someone else.
The issue is, and I think we discussed it earlier in the season, that we are the more complete team, and they've got Haaland that scores copious amounts of goals. And it's whether Haaland fell off would be when City would fall off. And that is exactly how it's played out.
That's exactly what's happening.
14 is not acceptable.
It's terrible. They've been so bad. Even Rodri coming back, they haven't looked the same. They don't look threatening. They don't look in control of games. Like I said, honestly, what happened? Like I said, we cannot let them off the hook. If Arsenal have done exactly what Man City are doing now, we'll be calling them all sorts of names. And that's exactly what Man City have taken on. The same thing that Arsenal were coming second the last 3 seasons in a row is exactly what I see with this Man City side. This Man City side then went to the Champions League and got absolutely smashed. And that's why, even though they are going to be favourites in the FA Cup, and it is slop, I would not be surprised if we pull out something. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing to fear here. Like, we should stop it. There's nothing to fear from this Man City side. And there's no way on this planet they're going to topple Arsenal. It's not happening. Even if Arsenal went and lost the next 2 or 3 games, and they're not going to do it. So, for me, the title is completely done. Totally. So,
absolutely. Bye-bye. Absolutely. And I think both you and Aki should apologize to me because you gave me hope that Man City were going to do something. And I was saying to you all this time that they were not going to do anything. It's not the Man City of old.
I think the difference
you're insistent, Uche. And you, Aki, you can smile too.
No, the thing you got to understand, you got to
I need an apology.
Really, Aki has confessed to be a hater. I don't really mind when Arsenal win stuff because they're not really our rivals. So you need to decide for yourself what it is that Arsenal does for you, for your life.
Arsenal are our rivals if they're the ones that are going to take our championship from us.
How are they our rivals?
We're the current champions, and they're going to be the champions. So that makes them our rivals, no?
No, okay. I'm talking about traditional rivals. I said they don't really do anything. If they win, they continue. If Arsenal were to continue winning versus, say, Manchester United, or even Man City when they were winning, let's be honest, when he actually gets confirmed as champions, Man City being champion doesn't hurt you. Chelsea being champions is not that hurtful. Arsenal being champions is not that hurtful. It's when you see Manchester United being champions, or dare I say Everton, then it becomes a huge problem. So that's what I'm saying. That's the angle I'm coming with. Yes, we know a lot of Arsenal fans.
I was going to say, what are Everton fans going to do for you?
No, but Arsenal fans, they've always talked, even in the last 20 years when they haven't won anything. Did you ever see them be quiet?
But you don't know a single Everton fan.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, traditionally, it will hurt. Of course, I don't know them personally, but we're talking about the club. But what I'm saying is, Arsenal fans would always chat. They've been chatting for 20 years. They haven't won anything. It's not like they won the Champions League in the last 20 years. All they had was FA Cup, and that's it. And they were still talking. So they were always talking. So what's the issue?
Certified hater is what you're labeled. That's what
It's
you are.
No,
Exactly.
no.
What?
See, this dude, this dude that's put his comment up here is definitely a certified hater of my club, and therefore he expects me to reciprocate. But I have never had that energy. The only thing is, I just find it funny when they fall on the. I just find it funny when they're supposed to win and they don't win. That's what would have been the biggest. It would have been so funny if you guys didn't win it. But you're gonna win it. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Don't keep my name out of your mouth. Enjoy it. Skank. Love it. Last season we had a fantastic time. I've still got plans for May. Enjoy it. You have to enjoy it. If you can't enjoy it, what else?
You do. So, Mikey, if you need any tips on like what to do this summer when the parade's happening and all that sort of, just let us know. Even with Champions League as well, because you know Uche is like a,
booking expert. I'm
when
sure.
it comes to that sort of thing. So, but Miraculous Mary's got a question for you, and I think you might be addressing it to the wrong person. It's probably CT you need to address this to, Miraculous Mary. But this is what Miraculous Mary is saying to you, Mikey.
The issue with Miraculous Mary is, I believe, every week or every day for the past 3 years, he's been shouting champions elect. And he wants everybody to just agree with him. And a broken clock is going to be right once. And now we win in the league. He wants everybody to jump on the bandwagon. Get this guy's message off the screen.
No, you gotta enjoy it. I actually like Miraculous Mary. Listen, enjoy it. I've always said to people, it's why I said that's my problem with Liverpool fans this season. People like Aki, there's loads of them, by the way. It's not just Aki, to be fair. Aki happens to be the visible one here, but there's loads of people like Aki, Liverpool fans. And I switch off them, I mute them now because they're just annoying. The thing about them, they don't enjoy it enough. And then when it comes down, when they think this is a disaster. I mean, these are the fans of Liverpool Football Club who have been fans for over 30 years, who know how bad things are. They think this is a bad season. They're actually fuming and doing all sorts of madness over what is basically a team where you're going to go to the Champions League and could actually still win the Champions League. But they are literally behaving like we're about to get relegated, and this is the worst manager we've ever had in the history of the club, which obviously...
I partially agree with you, Uche.
No. Let me defend myself.
Let me just finish. I think it's off the backdrop of you winning the league and then investing heavily, and then this.
Yeah, but it's still not acceptable. I don't think we should accept it, and I won't accept it as a fan because at the end of the day, we are fans. We know how bad.
You have accepted it, but that's the thing. You are accepting it.
I'm not accepting it.
Yeah, that's how I see it. Is acceptance. Uche, you've often talked, and we'll come. Sorry, Frank the General. Welcome to the pod. We'll come to your question in a sec. I'm sure Mikey knows it off the top of his head. But Uche, you've always said about how big clubs operate, and if you're a big club, you should be doing X, and if you're a big club, how many clubs are accepting this managerial, this Liverpool defense of their league? How many clubs that are big clubs? How many are doing that?
You know, the problem I have with that question is that there are things that were very, very significant that happened that I think is having an impact. Therefore, this season is not the way it should have been viewed. If there's a way to take that away, I'll be 100% with you. Honestly, that's just how I strongly feel about this question. That's just how I feel. It's just a feeling, though, nothing else. It was such a significant thing that happened.
Yeah,
that I think is having a humongous impact as human beings. That's just my feeling, though. You might disagree.
Wait, Aki, before you come in, Aki, I'll let you come in. I just want to address that point.
Listen to the host, man. Stop arguing.
It's a fair point, Uche, and there's no way of there's no tangible way of quantifying what happened in the summer and how that's impacted the team, and we will probably never know. And maybe a reset in the summer, everything changes again. I don't see that being the case, but obviously we have to consider the tragic events that happened last summer as having had an impact. But what impact we will never know. Aki, over to you.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say that up until December, we didn't really have that many injuries. And up until December, that was our worst form. We'd lost like 7 out of 9. We got pummeled by PSV. We were getting battered left, right, and centre. So I don't know, like, what circumstances you're referring to when you're saying that he had some difficult circumstances.
No, what I'm saying, Aki, listen, right? I'm not here to defend the dude like to the hills. All I'm trying to say is I just can't go to that mad situation because of what happened in the summer. It was such a significant thing that if that was a delayed or whatever you want to call it, if that was taken out, I'll probably be more vocal with it. But I can't. I'm a human being. I know what impact this can or may not have to different people, and how people deal with it is different, right? And I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, coming in the top 5 in the Champions League, potentially, even though I'm gonna go with your version, being out of the FA Cup next round and being out of the Champions League by Wednesday night, it's still not the end of the world. It's not like the thing. And the biggest thing for me is when you spend the kind of money you spend on a number 9, which is the equivalent of having it for us anyway, whether we like it or not, of having a Haaland and then not having to rely on the player that you bought for all this time, pretty much all of the season, pretty much 90% of the season. I want to see that. I want to see what you bought and what is he about, to see whether or not this guy can actually manage these kind of stars or not.
What's happened to you, Uche?
What do you mean what's happened to me?
Because earlier in the season you didn't want to see it.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't think it's that.
I need to see Isak. What's happened? Something.
No. Do you know the funny thing? It started happening very quite early during the time when he was actually scoring goals. I was not happy with what I'm seeing, and he just got exaggerated because he kept scoring. And I mention it now and again, and you guys will ignore it. And I'm like, okay, cool. But it's just painfully obvious that Ekitike is just not.
So basically, Ekitike's underperformance has heightened your desire to see Isak in the team.
Actually, you know what? I wouldn't call it an underperformance. It's being unfair. I think he's a young striker who was brought on to definitely be a backup to the main man, who was doing well and putting balls in the back of the net, which is great, absolutely splendid. But all the little things that actually makes you a complete footballer is clearly not there, and it might come, just like with Rio. Rio is gonna be a certain like Diamond. You see those players, you don't even need to talk. Like, you know what they're gonna become. You can't stop that. If you're gonna stop that at your club, they're gonna become that somewhere else. It's just simple. So you park it and you wait for it to blossom, because it's just a matter of time, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if Slot is given the tools to get the best of Rio and someone like Isak, and he's got Frimpong at his disposal, and I'm seeing that around April towards the end of May, and it doesn't happen, then we have a problem. Why has he disappeared?
He needs to charge up.
He didn't even okay. Yeah, so for me, that's what it is. But if we don't see it in April, May, to Aki's point, if we don't see it, then I'll be concerned. But I can't be jumping into conclusion without seeing it. I think we're going to see something different. I'm hoping we somehow scrape through a Galatasaray so that we have a few more weeks. Because I genuinely want to see someone like Isak with Wirtz and co in the Champions League. By the way, Wirtz back looks like a very, very, well, I don't want to speculate, but it's not looking great. He was looking so good before that injury, and, well, the last...
He's been rubbish. He's been rubbish since he came back.
It's been concerning. I would say it's actually quite concerning that have they rushed him in too quickly, or is something else going on? He's not got over his injury, because it's quite concerning, because he was looking like that guy that we signed. And now again, have we pressed the reset button yet again on one of our signings? I don't know.
Because your squad isn't strong enough, and you need so many more signings.
We definitely need. Well, I wouldn't say so many.
How many? Go on, say a number.
Well, at the moment, I'll get 2 midfielders and at least 1 winger, I would say.
That's it?
Yeah, I would say 2 midfielders, 1 winger. I will still keep Salah. I will keep Gakpo in a cupboard somewhere. And I will start with Rio and the other winger most times. And then Isak up front. That's what I'll be doing. And one midfielder, like you said, our midfield should be Szoboszlai.
You need cover as well.
Yeah,
you need cover as well.
Well, I think we'll be fine. If we play those 3 guys most weeks, right? And you got Frimpong / Ramsey and the rest of it. I think should be fine. But
I think I could name at least 6 players that you're unhappy with.
The problem right now is that I don't want to keep labeling on the players. Obviously, I know the coach is also responsible, and that's the thing. Once I start talking about players, Real gets his back up and thinks I'm just talk. I don't want to talk about this manager, and I'm not dodging manager. No, I'm not dodging it. I just feel like there's just certain things that should not be defended. That goal and a few of the chances where Richarlison got in between the two centre backs, that should not happen.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Uche. But the thing is, we saw those sort of goals when a certain man was managing Man United, and they're not seeing those goals now. That's what I'm saying to you.
Obsession with this manager, what's happening over that?
Because it's just an example, and just you mentioned something earlier about raving about Man United, and I'm not raving about them. They're still not very good. They're never going to win a league with that current squad or that manager, in my opinion.
That's the issue I have with them. I feel like when people are getting excited over Chelsea, it's the same problem. These guys are not made of the right stuff. So the only reference point we really have is one of the greatest league manager that we've ever seen, who for the third time in 10 years, I think, is having a league jacked from him. And you guys downplay this kind of stuff. It's not easy to jack from that guy. He's proven that you can't just jack him anyhow. Not many players.
I agree. It's not, but I don't think like this is nowhere near the Pep teams of old. Nowhere near. So you look at them in terms of, as Mikey said, the goals dry up with Haaland, and it's always been a problem for them since he came in. But the goals dry up with Haaland. Where are the goals coming from elsewhere in that squad?
Well, you told me it's Semenyo, no?
And he has scored. And he has scored. But if Semenyo gets locked up, who else is going to score for them? No one.
They have too many individuals. That's what they have. Because if you actually watch them, their whole system was designed for Haaland. Now you've brought in a Marmoush that wants to score when he plays. Now you've brought in a Semenyo that wants to score when he plays. Now you brought in a Cherki that just wants to do what he wants to do. You brought in a Doku that you can't predict what he's going to do. So there's too much unpredictability in there, and they're not feeding Haaland as much, although Haaland's missed a load of chances. But anyway, back to Arsenal, because you guys managed to turn this back to Liverpool. Unbelievable.
You guys are boring. That's
questions.
Because you guys are boring.
The question was, listen, the viewers want to know how many games is it going to take for Arsenal to win the league? Technically 5. Technically 5 wins and it's done. But I agree with this Miri guy that 4 wins.
Tell us which one is away and which one is at home. Obviously, Burnley doesn't matter.
I think they may all be home games.
These are all home games, yeah.
I think they are all home games.
Give these home games then. Oh, yeah, he said these are all at home.
Newcastle will be difficult.
Yeah, it could be.
We're usually all right again.
Things that Bournemouth could shock you.
Yeah. That's man. But I'm pretty comfortable.
I'm hoping you guys implode.
You keep hoping.
Even if they do, Aki, man, you're still relying on Man City winning games, which is just not going to be.
They're not going to do it.
Man City's next game's against Chelsea, so I wouldn't bet on them taking 3 points.
Come on, Man City, we need you, right, Real? We need you.
Watch it's going to be a draw.
Are we going to do predictions?
We are going to do predictions of Champions League, Aki, because that's what's next for us. So we have. Are you playing on Tuesday and then we're on Wednesday? Is that how it works?
I think so. Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
Yeah. So Arsenal at home to Leverkusen. Not quite the result. I don't know. Did you expect Arsenal to win that?
I think I said 2-0 or 2-1. I thought it would be fairly close out there. I didn't think it would be as close as it was. I think we played terribly out there. We can't play as bad again against them. And being at home will be a massive advantage in the second leg.
So, I think the manner of your win at the weekend as well will have the crowd up for it as well. So I think you should be comfortable in this one. Should be, but you never know.
Yeah.
What's your prediction?
2-0.
2-0 to the Arsenal. So 3-1 on aggregate. Aki, Chief Hater.
I think Arsenal are not playing that well at the moment, and referees don't seem to give Arsenal the rub of the green like they do in the Premiership. So I reckon this will be a tight one. But I reckon Arsenal will squeeze it 2-1.
2-1 to Arsenal. Uche, Leverkusen, gonna chop.
Arsenal should squeeze it, but the problem, what the Leverkusen just needs to work on is that they can't score against you on set pieces because they will call a foul every time. They did quite well in that first game. I'm going for Leverkusen to knock them out. I'm going all in for it. I don't know what the score is going to be. I don't really care. But I'm going for Leverkusen to knock them out on Tuesday night. I really am. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But that's what I'm going for.
You're begging.
Call it whatever you want. I'm going for Leverkusen to knock out.
I'm calling it where it is.
That's my prediction.
I don't think it's going to happen yet. I think they're going to go through. I think Arsenal are going to go through. I think it will be 2-0. But I think it'll be close. Maybe 1-0 for a long part of the game, and then it will end up 2-0 right at the end. But Gabby one is calling it out again.
Yeah, I think Uche needs to be exposed even more, actually, because he's calling for a loss in midweek. He said that Tottenham would get a result against us. He said that Leeds would be where we stumbled.
That's true. Yeah.
So basically, there's a whole cycle of fixtures.
But then I also said,
has been praying for us to slip up in.
No, hold on. But I also
so
said,
you outed yourself.
Wait. No, but I also said that Liverpool win a lot of games. So at the end of the day, if you're gonna be consistent, at least mention that fact that we all said, "Oh, Liverpool are gonna win this game and that game and this game," and they haven't won. So I'll get a lot of prediction wrong. So what's the issue? As soon as I say you're gonna win,
I'm not talking about your Liverpool predictions here. Don't try and change the narrative.
I have to change it because you're saying if I was
specifically your Arsenal predictions over the last couple of weeks.
Okay, let me tell you what I think.
Dropping points against Leeds, Tottenham, and Leverkusen.
So the Leeds situation,
from the top of my head,
the Leeds situation is because
you're begging.
They're quite good at home.
There was nothing to dictate that. We beat them
you guys dealt with it, and it's very impressive. This Leverkusen game. So I watched obviously the highlights of and I was surprised. I didn't see anything from you guys. Really did well to win the penalty at the end. I was expecting to lose very right at the death. So I was thinking to myself, "Hang on, you can't do that corner trick, right? If these guys have got nothing to lose, they should be loose because
you're just a hater. Your words are filled with hate."
No, I've got no hate. I just feel that they win.
No, you're in denial as well then.
If you win, congratulations. That's all I'm saying.
Hate before and then appease.
How can I be hated? If I was hated, I don't even understand. I'm going for Leverkusen to knock you out. As simple as that. I'm sticking.
What's your prediction, Ral?
My prediction, I've done it. 2-0. I think it's going to be 2-0 to Arsenal.
What's your prediction for Liverpool?
We're coming to it. Relax.
We haven't done Liverpool yet.
I
was just checking whilst you guys were arguing with each other. I was just checking the results. So Bayer Leverkusen drew 1-1 with Bayern Munich at the weekend. So they've just got a positive result. Although Bayern Munich were down to
9 men at one point, and they still couldn't win.
Yeah,
and you're backing them.
I watched the game. I was cracking up, man. They couldn't even beat 9 men freaking Bayern Munich. It was hilarious.
So let's as Gabriel says, let's not keep the people waiting. Let's talk about Liverpool at home to Galatasaray. So just before you say your predictions, they won 3-0 at home this weekend.
Yeah, I know,
and we didn't. So Uche, Gabriel wants to know your prediction for Liverpool.
This is a tough one, man. I think we might be out.
Wow.
What's this guy doing? Hey,
backing this manager all this way. And now...
I was, but no, I can't. I can't, in good faith, back Liverpool to go for. Obviously, I want them to go through, but I can't.
Hey, Uche, you're a legend.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I would love to come out and give our chest, all that stuff. I can't do it. So what will happen is, as a fan, I want Liverpool to go through, and I'll be backing them. But today, you're asking me, based on what I saw in the first leg, based on the nonsense that I'm seeing in the game, the little minutes that I saw, highlight or whatever you want to call it today, I can't back it, man. They have to score goals, and
just give us a score, man.
I think you might be. So they'll go one. We'll go 1-0 up, and they'll probably equalize, and that'll be that.
Penalties, extra time.
Perhaps maybe, but I have a feeling that just same kind of stuff that happened Real today, where we'll be 1-0. We started defending, can't quite hold on, something like that, something stupid like that. That's what it's gonna be painful. It's a very painful night, but unfortunately, but obviously I hope I'm wrong. But that's my prediction. 1-1.
Okay, Mikey, you've said before Galatasaray are rubbish early in the season, and we managed to lose to them. We managed to lose to them again since then. So, what do you think is going to happen on Wednesday night?
Now I can't predict you to win. That would be stupid. Because I watched that game and I'd watched Galatasaray previously. And as we discussed on the pod, I expected you to score quite a few. And you are rubbish. So I will not predict rubbish teams to win. And so 1-1.
1-1. Okay. And Aki. Wait, 1-1. Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, then you're done, you're out.
Yeah. Aki, what are you saying?
Yeah, sadly, I think we're going out too.
What's going on here?
I think it's going to be 1-1. No. Well, it's difficult to back this team, really.
It really is.
It's difficult for me to back them. You guys.
No, we've got to be honest with ourselves.
Obviously, I want us to win, and I'm going to be cheering for us to win. And I hope I'm wrong. But I think 1-0, and then they get a goal last 10 minutes, and we're out. Probably is what I think was probably going to happen.
Yeah, I don't disagree. We're not. There's no way we're going through. How's that going to happen? I can't. Any sort of game state. So we're a goal down. So we need to score. So we need to attack. We're not going to be able to defend. So even if we get a goal, and if we get that goal, then we're going to be okay. Well, we need to attack. So we'll try and get the second goal, and they'll hit us with some nonsense on the counter attack or one long ball. Exactly, one long ball over the top. Osimhen, bang, 1-0. I see the game finishing 1-0. To be honest, like you, Mikey, I can't see us doing what we need to do. I just can't. No matter what state of match or game state you're thinking of, I cannot see us coming out on top of it. I can't see
the only game state really in reality, which is why we don't have confidence, is for us to blitz them 3-0 in the first 30 to 40 minutes of the game. But we've watched Liverpool this season and we know that in the first 45 minutes we waste it. So that's why there's no confidence. We can't base it on anything. That's why that 1-0 was a disastrous result for us because, like you say, we probably scored the first goal. He might be able to push it and say we scored the second goal, but it doesn't change anything. Because if they score 2-1, it's now going to extra time. What do? Then you start panicking, and they could score at any time to knock you out.
Wait, Ishe, I'm going to give you a chance to just correct me. But I thought that earlier in the pod, you said the result in Galatasaray was all right for you guys.
I said 0-0, or I said 0-0. Aki started going off on one. I said 0-0. Aki started going, can't do that. The club of this stuff should be going for a win and blah, blah, blah. I said 0-0, 1-1. Or, something like that. That's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting us to lose the game.
No, don't lie, Uche. You said you were happy with the 1-0.
I said we can win 1-0, but even if we were to draw 0-0, whatever, it's still going to be an acceptable result. But he started going off on one. The problem I have also with us was in that first game, we had literally as soon as the game started, first had what I consider to be a fantastic chance to be 1-0.
Man.
And he didn't do nothing with it. He had another chance, he didn't do anything with it. So sometimes, even when chances do fall to us, because I still believe they don't have a good enough defense, I just don't. It's very difficult to back us banging. So it has to be the kind of game where what did we play that day? 5-2 Real at home, where we scored 3 corner goals. That's
West Ham
fantasy situation.
West Ham.
Yeah, it's West Ham. It's going to have to be something like that. We just don't score that many goals very quickly anymore. So
I think you've changed your opinion during the pod. Because I'm sure that you said you were happy with the 1-0. I'm also sure that you said that come Wednesday, you're going to be the only English team left in the Champions League. And now we've come to predictions.
Well, it's still a possibility. I'm not going to.
Now we come to predictions. You're saying I cannot predict
No,
Liverpool
no.
to go through.
If I could, I would. I'm not gonna do it. I know what you're trying to do here, but it's not gonna work.
I'm honestly not trying to do anything. I'm
No, but I can't say something.
what you've said.
The thing about me, despite what you guys think, yeah, people think I'm always strategizing. I generally say what I feel is gonna happen. I cannot back this team to beat Galatasaray by more than 1 goal to go through. So that either
or at
means
least keep a clean sheet.
yeah. So it's either means you're gonna go to penalties, and that's just anything can happen there. I'm just not gonna back it. But of course, I want them to prove me wrong and go 3-0 up and do all that madness. But for this prediction, based on what I'm seeing in the last few weeks, no way. Who is he gonna play? The lineup is gonna be Salah,
McAllister's gonna start.
Salah, Gakpo, and Ekitike. Midfield is gonna be Verts. I hope it's Verts.
Right. Should Rio be playing? We had this discussion last week, and you know my view.
Don't be ridiculous. He'll play though. He'll come on.
Should he be starting?
No, because I would actually knowing
You're
that
not Slot now. You're Uche. Should he be playing?
No, I won't start him. I'll tell you why I won't start him, because if you believe that he could go extra time, I would want him to be on the pitch towards the end of the game for sure. If I start him, there's a high probability I do not want to see Gakpo going into extra time. I am sorry. I don't want to do that. So there is no way, just based on that alone.
It'd be a pen taker though, right?
You know what, guys?
Gakpo would be a pen taker.
Yeah, based on that.
He probably would. My mum has told me for us to stop having a go at Gakpo because she feels sorry for him. But Mum, I can't stop having a go at Gakpo because he's not been very good. So I apologize. But
honestly, this game he has to start. Real, I'm sure there's no way you guys can disagree with that. Real Aki, right? He has to start purely because he has to start.
I mean, again, sorry, Mum, but most of the time I don't want Gakpo anywhere near the pitch. But as Uche says, strategically, if it goes into extra time, you don't want Gakpo on the pitch at the end because he's gonna get worse as the game goes on because he's gonna get tired, just like most players do. But I can't see Rio starting. I don't think Slot's gonna start him anyway, so I don't think he's gonna start. I think you're right, Uche. In terms of front three, it will be Salah, Ekitike, Gakpo, which is going to probably stink the place out, as it has. Midfield, Gravenberch, McAllister, Verts, and then Szoboszlai right back, Konate, Van Dijk, and then Kerkez left back.
Well, the good news with that lineup is that Szoboszlai at some point will have to play in midfield.
Gomez might come in at right back.
At some point during the match. That's the only good news I could think of. But it's going to be a struggle. We might be able to squeeze it, Mikey. But I think, unfortunately, I see it just being a 1-1 depressing night. And I'm not going to get my hopes up. But we'll be back in it. But in terms of prediction, I'm not moving away from it. We're 1-1. That's it.
Okay. We're just about to finish up now. Just done over the hour. Let's just quickly do the Liverpool match next weekend. So they're away to Brighton. Yes, they're away to Brighton. Uche.
This question, should we address it quickly or not?
That's a good point, actually. Yes. Apologies, Gary one. Personally, yes. I think I often see the highlights of the clips from the Ajax Spurs game and then our game against. I mean, I can't think of a time in football where we're ever going to see what happened. So that happened like on the Tuesday was Ajax against Tottenham when they came back from whatever goal down and went through 5-4, I think it was on aggregate. And then our game the next day was Barcelona 3-0 down from the first leg, 4-3 overall. I don't think that the current format would ever see anything like that again, but that's just my personal view. I think we should bring it back. Uche, do you want to go?
I'm happy with it. Gone by. It was an archaic, made for archaic times. So Grandfather Rail, quite rightly, would stick to the archaic times. When you move with football, the rule was invented. Don't forget, everything is invented and made up for a different season. It was invented because of the travel and all that kind of stuff. Those things don't exist anymore. So it was just best to take it out. And you have to go forward and move with the times.
When Arsenal go to the North Pole or wherever it is, Boda Glimt are, I think they will. I think they will confirm that travel does still exist, and it's still an issue.
Well, that is an extreme. That's a super extreme example, which would not be happening too many times. But yeah, point taken in that scenario, then yes. But for most times, these guys are traveling in superb facilities, first class. Their legs are stretched out. I've seen the videos. I've seen the Instagram posters. They are not impacted by the
He's
travel.
probably in there, Mucho.
No, I'm not in them. I'm not in them. So they're having a great old time. It doesn't have that, so you have to be taken out. I've got no issue with it.
Mikey, agree?
Never want to see that again. We've suffered because of that, and we don't need it.
And Aki, did you know that?
Yeah,
Away goal?
Why is such a low blow? I think the game is better for it gone, to be honest with you. I think in the past you get defensive games because of the away goal rule, whereas now I think the game is a bit more open because it doesn't exist.
I enjoyed the jeopardy of it, but absolutely fine that it's no longer there. Gabriel, what do you think? Do you think it should be?
It was a bit harsh, it was a bit harsh because if you went into extra time, then as a away team, a goal would count twice.
Didn't they remove that though in the League Cup? If it was extra time, then you away goals.
About the League Cup. What's going on, bro? Champions League.
I'm talking about the idea of it, Mikey. Get rid of away goals in extra time.
Yeah, they took it out for the League Cup, but I think they retained it in Champions League. Aki's right for such a high stake at that situation. Semi-finals, we're talking about quarterfinals and semi-final, and it was such a huge advantage to have that. So yeah,
G Abuwan is crazy. Does he not remember us getting knocked out on the away goals twice?
Thank you, G everyone. Okay, let's quickly finish up on predictions. So we've got the Carling Cup final, or whatever it's called these days, on at the weekend. But Liverpool are
Carabao.
Worthless Cup.
Carabao Cup now. But before that, we've got to talk about Liverpool against Brighton. Uche,
oh my days.
What?
No, you scared me.
Go out.
Every name scares me. I was like thinking Brighton, and I was like, geez, oh my gosh. I don't want to think. Honestly, I don't want to think about league. Oh my gosh. The good thing is that they don't bang. They don't know how to bang. That's the good news.
And you do.
Well, I'm talking about the good news here. I did say that's all I said. I said the good news. So it means we'll get a draw at least. That's the good news. Flipping it. Jeez.
Brighton. Everyone's saying Brighton will win.
Are we at home?
You're away.
We are away.
Damn.
1-0.
Jeez.
1-0, Mikey, yeah?
That can only be a draw.
1-0, Uche.
Yeah, 1-0. I can't see anything else.
Can you see us winning that match or lose, or do you see us losing that match?
I think it could be 2-2.
Right, guys, I'm going to interject here. Because if you're telling me that Liverpool are going to finish top 5, you have to win some games, guys.
I'm not telling you that. So
you sit up. Uche and Aki, you're telling me you're going to finish top 5. More Uche.
No. Yeah. But listen, but Villa are losing, Chelsea are losing, so getting a point is actually a good point.
Exactly. It's not
Villa are going to lose next week, so you're going to gain a point on them.
Yeah, that's it. That's how you do. That's how it's gonna be the as ugly as it's gonna get. We are fully in agreement that it's gonna be ugly. I'm not here pretending otherwise. That's the thing that you keep mentioning. It's gonna be ugly because Villa can't buy a win. We also and a draw. Maybe Villa playing West Ham.
Villa are home to West Ham.
We draw and we extend our lead over Villa, and then Chelsea will probably lose to Everton. So we keep moving. You keep it moving.
All right, guys. We've done nearly an hour and 20 minutes. Let's end up on the Carabao Cup final. Arsenal going to beat Man City, Mikey.
First silverware of the season. 2-1. Yep.
2-1.
I know a few people that are going to be at the game. They're going to be enjoying it. Yeah, good times are starting.
I really hope it's painful. So I'm going to go for
you
1-1.
Always it's 1-1. A hope that kills, Aki.
1-1, and then penalties to City.
Penalties going to City going to win on penalties.
Yeah.
Okay. Gavin coming with his prediction of 2-0 to Arsenal. Uche, you're not backing Man City anymore in the league. Are you backing them in the Carabao Cup final?
I was gonna go exactly with that score that everyone just stole from me. 2-0 Arsenal, easy street, nothing to worry about. These players don't have nothing to fear with those bunch of clowns at the Etihad. So they're gonna get slapped. It is gonna be their first trophy, and they're gonna add the league to it soon enough. And it is what it is. Haters, sit back, relax, because this is Arsenal's time to have fun. We had it last year. Smile and just enjoy the show.
Indeed. Enjoy the show, lads. And I hope everyone who's been watching has also enjoyed the show. I'll end with a prediction that Arsenal will also beat Man City. And I will also going to say 2-0. 2-0 to the Arsenal. And as Mr. Clinical Timing says, guys, if you're watching this, please like.
He's a waste man, by the way.
Don't interrupt.
There's a movie right now named after that specific guy. You're right. It's called Wasteman. Yeah, you should check it out in all cinemas near you, especially near where the Wasteman is. Yeah,
top Wasteman.
Don't have it, CT. But as you say, like, share, and subscribe. Please comment on the video as well. We're going to be back next week. We might do a midweek pod if Liverpool get knocked out and our season ends in tears. But if not, we'll see you again. Yes, that's true, Mikey. If not, we'll see you next Sunday, 7:30, for another episode of the One True Red Pod. And we'll see you next week, guys. Peace. And